Earlier this week, I came on here and I said that with the way that the Green Bay Packers handled their draft, what they did was initiate the beginning stages of what will likely be an ugly divorce between the Packers as an organization and their future Hall of Fame quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. Now, the reason I said that, it wasn't just the drafting of Jordan Love in the first round. That was part of it. But that alone is not the primary reason. If the Packers had drafted Jordan Love, then focused on selecting some wide receivers or some tight ends that could help Aaron Rodgers compete for a Super Bowl over the next year or two, then I would view this situation differently. But that's not what happened. Not only did Green Bay draft Jordan Love in the first round, in a draft class that was deep with wide receivers, they didn't pick one. Zero. Nada. You add that to the fact that the Packers drafted Jordan Love in the first round, and the message, at least in my opinion, becomes quite clear. The Green Bay Packers are preparing to move on from Aaron Rodgers. Now, ironically enough, Aaron Rodgers actually kind of began this process himself. Everyone knows that he is not an easy guy to deal with. He's not an easy guy to be around. Not the easiest guy to work with. He tends to blame other people when things are going wrong. He is very outspoken, very stubborn. Now, we all work with someone like Aaron Rodgers. I usually call him that guy. That guy that's always whining. That guy that's always creating conflict. That guy that never takes the blame when things go wrong. Always pointing the finger at someone else. Aaron Rodgers got Mike McCarthy fired in Green Bay. That's the truth. So in comes Matt LaFleur, young guy, close to Aaron Rodgers' age. On the surface last year, everything seemed to be fine between Rodgers and Matt LaFleur. Apparently, that is not the case. Perhaps Matt LaFleur has just seen enough, dealt enough with Aaron Rodgers and his antics. He's probably saying to himself, if we don't have the same success in 2020 as we did last year, or God forbid we have a losing season, this guy's going to railroad me. So let's go ahead and begin the process of getting him the fuck out of here. Now, I don't think we're going to see a situation similar to what we saw in 2005. Back 15 years ago, when the Packers drafted Aaron Rodgers to replace Brett Favre in the future, it was a dicey situation. Favre, it seemed to me, tended to take out some of his anger on Aaron Rodgers instead of on the Packers as an organization. I don't think that's going to be the case between Rodgers and Jordan Love. Now, I have no doubt in my mind that Aaron Rodgers is pissed the fuck off about this situation. Who can blame him? Especially since the Packers got him zero help offensively in this draft. But I don't think that he's going to be a dick to Jordan Love about it. The situation was tense between Rodgers and Favre for a couple of years. But now, the two of those guys appear to be friends. Maybe even Goombas, to use an old mafia term. Brett Favre has actually come out to the defense of Aaron Rodgers. If anyone is qualified on a situation like what's going on right now in Green Bay, it's fucking Brett Favre. He was on the Rich Eisen show Wednesday. I gotta say something real quick about Rich Eisen. It is seeming like his show is breaking a lot of news stories lately. It seems like this is the second or third time this week that I've mentioned a story from the Rich Eisen show. Anyway, Brett Favre had some interesting comments that I'm going to go over regarding the situation in Green Bay. In regards to the potential relationship between Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love, here's what Brett Favre said. Quote, "It's not Aaron Rodgers' job to mentor Jordan Love. this discussion went on when I left Green Bay. It's not the head guy's job to mentor the next guy. That guy's ultimately there to take your spot. Now, if Jordan were to ask, can I watch extra film with you? I would be shocked if Aaron said no. I think he would go over and beyond to help, but he's not going to go out of his way, and I can't blame him, end quote. Some people might take issue with Brett Favre's comments. It should be on Aaron Rodgers to help pass the torch to the Packers' next generation quarterback. Some people might look at how Drew Brees has handled the situation in New Orleans and has mentored and helped guys like Teddy Bridgewater and Taysom Hill in the past couple of years. Guys that could replace him, and think that Aaron Rodgers should do the same for Jordan Love. Now, first of all, it's not Aaron Rodgers' job to develop Jordan Love. Brett Favre is 100% right about that. That job falls on Matt LaFleur and the Packers coaching staff. Why in the fuck would Aaron Rodgers train the guy that the Packers drafted to replace him? Did Peyton Manning stick around in Indianapolis and mentor and develop Andrew Luck? Fuck no. The Colts drafted Andrew Luck. Manning said, hey, it's been real nice here at Indy. I'm headed to Denver to win a Super Bowl. Best of luck, kid. As far as the Drew Brees example I mentioned, it's a completely different scenario. Yes, Drew Brees is mentoring and training his potential replacement. This year it'll be Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill. But he is in control of when his career in New Orleans ends. If Drew Brees wants to play for the Saints until he's 45, Gail Benson will allow him to play for the Saints until he's 45. I don't think that's going to happen. I think 2020 is Brees' last year, but you get my point. Regarding Aaron Rodgers' future in Green Bay, whether he will end his career there or somewhere else, here's what Brett Favre had to say. Quote, I think he'll play somewhere else. And Rich Eisen asked him, Rodgers won't end his career with the Packers. Brett Favre says, my gut tells me no. I don't know this for certain, but I guarantee you, it's got the wheels turning in Aaron's mind. If that's the case, then that means there's a chip on his shoulder toward the organization that otherwise was not there. All he needs is a reason other than this reason to expedite that, end quote. It doesn't take a Confucius or a Socrates or an Einstein level IQ to figure out that Aaron Rodgers' days in Green Bay are numbered. They are coming to an end. And he will likely close out his NFL career somewhere else. If his contract wasn't so untradeable, I think he would be demanding a trade right now. It is going to be a long 1 or 2 years in Green Bay. You've got an aging quarterback trying to win one more Super Bowl to add to his legacy, and an organization trying to build towards the future. Two completely different mindsets and approaches. Aaron Rodgers is outspoken. He is going to make this hell on the Packers. I know fans of the Green Bay Packers will look at the 2019 season. We went 13-3. We won the NFC North, made it to the NFC Championship game, and think that with the roster they have in place, that they will be contenders this upcoming season. But that's just not the case. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. The 2019 Green Bay Packers were the worst 13-3 team in the history of the NFL. 3 of the wins that they had last year came against second-string quarterbacks. They played Kansas City with Matt fucking Moore as the starter, not Pat Mahomes. Played Detroit one time without Matthew Stafford. Carolina without Cam Newton. Green Bay was one of the very few teams last year that really wasn't affected by injuries. Aaron Rodgers was healthy all 16 games, something that hadn't been the case the previous 2 seasons. The defense was mostly healthy the majority of last season. The 11 players that start on the Packers defense missed a total of 4 games in 2019. That's just not sustainable. My point is, the Packers caught some breaks last season. It happens every year to a few teams in the NFL. You look at most teams that make it or win the Super Bowl. They're healthy throughout the year. Caught some breaks here and there during the season. Balls bounce their way. The Packers last season failed to take advantage of that. And they ran into a 49ers team that was just light years ahead of them. Oh, and about that healthy Packers defense last year. Everyone wanted to talk about how great the defense was in Green Bay. Again, that just wasn't the case. The Packers had a top 10 defense. I say this all the time. Statistics can be very misleading. Yeah, Green Bay had a top 10 defense in points allowed. But that was mainly due to the fact that they were third in the league in interceptions, and they were great defensively in the red zone last year. Between the 20s, the Packers' defense was god-awful. 14th against the pass, 23rd against the run. They were exploited both times that they played San Francisco, especially the run defense. San Francisco had damn near 300 yards rushing in the NFC Championship game. That is unheard of for an NFL defense. The 2019 Packers defense reminded me a lot of the Saints defense from the 2009 Super Bowl run. People thought that the Saints had a great defense that year. Truth is, they didn't. It was an illusion. They were 20th overall, 26th against the pass, 21st against the run. But they forced a shitload of turnovers. So the defense looked better than they really were. Now, you fast forward to 2010, after the Saints won the Super Bowl. Saints have a top 10 defense the following season, losing the wild card round of the playoffs. I think we're going to see a similar drop this season for the Packers. This team isn't going as far as the 2019 Packers did. Now, will they make the playoffs? Probably. I'll never doubt Aaron Rodgers, especially now that there will be 7 teams in the playoffs. But I think it's going to be a struggle this upcoming season in Green Bay. Actually, I think it's going to be a struggle for the next 2 years in Green Bay if Aaron Rodgers makes it that long. Because of his contract, it's created a situation where both the team and Aaron Rodgers are forced to deal with each other until 2022. Honestly, I think it was a mistake, and I thought it was back then, by Green Bay that they gave Aaron Rodgers that ridiculously expensive contract because it severely limits their ability to put the needed help around him. The only way I see this ending somewhat amicably between the Packers and Aaron Rodgers is if this time next year, April 2021, Aaron Rodgers asks for a trade. By then, his contract won't be as untradeable since another team could get out of it after the 2021 season. Now, I know Packers fans, like I said earlier, are thinking 2020 can be a repeat of the 2019 season, but I just don't see it happening. Green Bay is not going 6-0 in the NFC North like they did last year. The Vikings are better. The Bears with Nick Foles instead of sorry-ass Mitchell Trubisky should be better. The Lions will likely be a dumpster fire like they always are, but if Matt Stafford stays healthy, at least they should be able to compete and win a few games. They'll be better than they were last year. The NFC as a whole is a loaded conference. I mean, just think about it. San Francisco, New Orleans, Tom Brady in Tampa, Philly, Seattle. All teams that are better than Green Bay. The Vikings. All teams that improved this offseason. While the Packers did absolutely nothing to improve on the team they had last year and to help Aaron Rodgers win another Super Bowl. All right, that's all for today. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button for me. I really appreciate those of you that are doing that. Subscriber numbers are up big the past week since I've started uploading video instead of audio only to the channel. I appreciate you guys for all the support. It goes a long way in helping the channel. Make sure to click that notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Leave me a comment in the section below. Let me know what you think about Brett Favre's comments about Aaron Rodgers. Can the Packers repeat the success they had in 2019 and 2020 and make it back to the NFC Championship game? Or Are they going to regress this year? Could this be Aaron Rodgers' last year in Green Bay? Let me know what you think. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. I will see you guys next time.